Hello and welcome back to the port. I'm the Gav Major and this is a review of the Tier 7 Premium German battleship Odin, available as the end reward of the current campaign if you have Amity backing. Now this is a game of domination on Sea of Fortune. It's a Tier 7 and 6 game. Yes, there are some Tier 6s here. While I just motivate this cruiser to come over to the left flank, we'll take a look at the shipping forecast. So the shipping forecast, we have in Algeria and Indianapolis working with a Snop, a Chapayev working with a Jean Bar, a Wichita, a Gneisenhower, another Odin and a Iowa. Well, I think I've motivated the cruiser into action. Shame I couldn't have motivated the Iowa as well. So the following comparisons are going to be to the Tech Tree Tier 7 battleships. So survivability, you're looking at the low end of HP. Now looking at the armor values, they are lower than some of the others at the tier. However, they are the same as the Bismarck, and considering that she has the ironclad trait, which means that she's quite difficult to put down, or at least she should be in practice. Now she has a low torpedo reduction. It's not the worst, but it's close to being pretty low. So she's not going to want to be taking torps. The torpedo reduction is only 22%. Artillery wise, we have the smallest gun caliber at the tier. We have 9 12-inch guns mounted in 3 triple turrets. We have A turret up front with B turret super firing, and then we have Y turrets at the rear. So we do have a bow heavy armament, I guess you could say. Now we do have quite a few secondaries. We got we've got a mix of secondaries all over, but secondaries are secondaries at the moment in this game. They've got, I think, 5.8 kilometer range base. Now, you've got a good gun count for the tier, but you do have the joint shortest range. However, due to your small gun caliber, you do have the fastest reload and the quickest traversing turrets for the tier. So that's quite a nice one. So they're going to be quite nippy, and they are going to be chucking stuff down range a lot quicker than some of the other battleships at this tier. However, due to their small caliber, they do have the lowest HE and AP damage per shell, along with the lowest fire chance with your high explosives. So what this means at the end of the day is that you are looking at having the lowest HE DPM, you have a low AP DPM, and then you've also got quite a low fires per minute potential as well. Now, torpedoes wise, that does make her quite unique, and none of the Tech Tree battleships do come with torpedoes, so the only real battleship you can compare her against for having torpedoes is the German premium Tirpitz, and in comparison to the Tirpitz, the torpedoes are exactly the same as the Tirpitz. The key thing to take away from them is they have a 6 kilometer range and they do 13,700 damage. Maneuverability, now the Odin has the fast trait, however she only does 30 knots, and that's a pretty average speed for the tier. It's not fast really, and it's not slow. Most of the battleships at tier 7 do 30ish knots, and then there's a few outliers that actually go a little bit faster. So I wouldn't say the Odin is actually fast. I'd say that Wargaming are kind of clutching at straws again, but then they seem to do this quite often when it comes to picking the traits for certain ships. She has a good rudder shift and she has the smallest turning circle, so she is quite nippy in the water. It's something I've really enjoyed with the Odin. She has decent maneuverability, and I do like maneuverability in my battleships. Concealment wise, she has average detectability. You're not really anything special for the tier, but the one thing to note is that she is special in one way, and what she does have is she does have quite decent detectability when firing from smoke. Now, consumables wise, she has repair parties. She's got 3 of them. Each repair party heals 313 HP per second for 28 seconds. So what that means is a single repair party will heal 8,764 HP. So from your total of 3 repair parties, you will be able to get 26,292 HP back. Now the nice one about that is that that works out to be about 42% of your actual base HP that you start off with, obviously excluding commander traits and inspirations. I'm taking into consideration things like hide or sims. Now you do have aircraft, you have 4 of them, regardless of what consumable aircraft you take, and you do have access to the catapult fighter or the spotter aircraft. Which one you choose, I'll leave that down to you. Now, the other nice one about the Odin is that she does have access to sonar. You get 2 charges of sonar, and these will pick up torpedoes at 3.5 kilometers range and ships at 5 kilometers range. So you'll be able to pick up destroyers in their smoke screens if they get close. And the nice one about the sonar on the Odin is that the ship actually does have the maneuverability in order to actually respond to spotted torpedoes. Something that I had an issue with when it came to the Grosser Kurfürst. Now, being a premium ship, she does come with a Type 9 permanent camouflage, as shown. Now this is exactly the same as a Type 4 consumable camouflage, so basically that reduces your detectability by 4.5% and reduces incoming or increases incoming fire dispersion by 4.5%. Now, as always, the ship modules and the commander build will be down in the description, but I'll run over the modules quickly for you guys. So the first module I've gone for is aiming systems. That just does a little bit of everything. It does torpedo, launcher, traverse speed, it does main battery dispersion, and it also does secondary range and I believe accuracy. Second module I've gone for is steering gears. She's quite nifty in the water, but I do like the manoeuvrability, and I do like the additional 20% reduction on the rudder shift. I just got to get... I've either got to push forward or I've got to back up, so I think I'm going to back up here and then see if I can get some shots. I might take advantage of the Chapayev and then switch back to the Odin. For the third module, it's basically there's no choice there. You have to take the target acquisition systems, but then that's not all bad, because what that does mean is that you'll auto-detect enemy ships at 3 kilometers range from you rather than 2 kilometers range, which does make you improves your ability if you have to push an enemy destroyer smoke screen. Last but not least, I have gone for the main battery mod. Now this one improves main battery rate of fire at the cost of turret traverse speed. So that sums up the review. So now it's just down to me just trying to see what I can do for the rest of this game without my notepad now. So I've got the Chapayev pushing around to my right, which is a little bit concerning. However, their battleships are charging down here. So I am thinking of just almost... I found that I play the Odin very much like a cruiser. Because with my commander build I've gone for kind of like accuracy and rate of fire. Now the good Eisenhower probably wants to try and charge me to try and bring torpedoes onto bear, but I'm not one of those people who likes the kind of charging in play styles. Now the turrets will get knocked out, but then that's kind of to be expected considering that they are only 12-inch guns, and when they're only 12-inch guns that does mean that they don't have buckets of armour on the actual turret modules. I don't have too far to back up left, so I am going to have to be quite cautious about what I do. It does look like I might be able to burn this Cunningham out, considering I have 2 fires on him at the moment. And he's basically charged in to try and get torpedoes on target. I don't blame him, so I'm just obviously going to be trying to make sure that that is not going to be possible. So he's gone and done his damage con. I've got the Chapayev tickling away on me on my right hand side. I'm just going to keep trying to get those fires. Now I don't want to use the torpedoes until I desperately need to, however it doesn't mean that I don't want it to make it look like I've used my torpedoes. Now 3 fires, that's a little bit too much for me. We'll use that. I think one more volley should finish off the Cunningham. Load AP. Now, whether 12-inch AP will actually penetrate the Chapayev is another question. Now I'm kind of expecting that he'd try and turn into the torpedoes. Nope. 12-inch AP does bounce off of the Chapayev. Gotta pop on that sonar. I can't pop that fire out, unfortunately. Well, we might as well launch that spotter aircraft. Switching to AP, but of course the Algeria does turn in. Oh, she's turning back out. Whether we will survive long enough. Oh, I thought I loaded AP. I was incorrect there. That should be game. No, I'm still around. There we go. Well, it was a nice little game in the Odin. Probably not one of the better ones I've had, but then I do live reviews, and it's just the nature of the beast. It's kind of like if I get a good review but a terrible game, then it's a good review and a terrible game. 105 hits on target though, so it kind of shows that you can get. She does get shells down range quite nicely, actually. Only 2 torpedo hits. That was against the Chapayev. That explains why her health disappeared so quickly as well. 2 kills, that being the Cunningham and the Chapayev, that got close to me. But 13 fires, that's a lot of fires caused, and 38 secondary hits. Now, I'm probably not playing the Odin as most people who play German battleships play. Some people who play German battleships kind of like to get in there and get their secondaries chewing things up and using their torpedoes. I'm a little bit more conservative, I guess you say. Maybe I play them a little bit more passively, hence my commander buildings, things like that. Where I've gone for a build where it's about chucking shit down range. Is the best way to put it, and hitting the targets and trying to get rewarded for doing that. Going to the team results, came second on my team. The Richard Lee did actually quite good as well, coming in at first. And ooh, we had a tier 5 on our team. We had the Bayern, a poor ship. Ugh. don't division up with different tiers of ship, guys. If you're going to division up, try and make sure that you're the same tier, then that way you're not going to be dragged into games that you're probably going to regret. Going on to the economy tab, even though that was a loss, I would have made 93,000 credits without premium. If you take the rare credit booster off, it'll still leave me with about 23,000, say, maybe 25,000. But then obviously premium does help. Ship service cost though for tier 7, even though she's a premium ship, she does not get a discounted ship service cost. So that still sits at 182,000 credits. Ouch. However, made a pretty penny overall. Very nice, very nice. Well, if you enjoyed the review, feel free to give the video a thumbs up. If you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe. And if you are already subscribed, I'd like to say thank you very much, guys and gals. Your contributions, your comments, your likes, it's always much appreciated. As always, I try and respond to every single comment. If you have any of your own game captures that you'd like to submit, our email address is down in the description, along with the command build and the ship modules used during this game. I'm the Gallagher Major, and back to the port.